Everyone, welcome back to the show. You're listening to She's Got This. I'm Christine Gallagher, your host, and I'm super happy that you joined me here today. So welcome. When I had the pleasure a few years ago of having dinner with Damon John, who is the founder of FUBU, and he's also on the show Shark Tank, he mentioned that he thought that the number one skill of entrepreneurs who are successful was the ability to make quick decisions. And I really agree with that because I think being decisive will usually move you forward faster than many other things. So you may have heard this be put as it's either a hell yes or a hell no. There's no hell maybe, right? But the bottom line is the inability to make a choice is what keeps us stuck. If we could just make a decision, we would realize we could just go back and course correct, and we'd still be miles ahead of the people who remain stuck. And remember, there's a saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if it's happening in your business, it's likely happening in your life as well. So I'm kind of calling you out there. But if you consistently struggle with making decisions, it can show up a few different ways. It can show up as obstacles that you put in your way. It could show up as laziness, perfectionism, procrastination. I mean, those are just a few things. So you want to notice where that might be happening for you, or where are you using delay tactics or being wishy-washy, right? Like, are you taking tons of time to figure out what colors to use on your website, and then that's taking you like months to decide, right? Or are you spending so much time just trying to figure out something minor in the grand scheme, like your tagline, right? And then, you're feeling like you're spending that time, but you're also mad that you're not making money, right? You're probably complaining that you're not bringing the money in. So the thing is that people who are really successful, effective people, especially entrepreneurs, they aren't wafflers. They take decisive action, make fast decisions, course correct as you go, and kind of keep it moving. That's the idea. But how do you actually make really smart decisions when you're also wanting to tap into your intuition? And I like to do that because I think intuition is a very important part of the process as well. So there's a few steps here. It's just some questions. One, does this fit in with my goals? And this includes both short-term and long-term goals. Two, does it make logical sense? And that's the head part. And by the way, sometimes logical sense, like, I don't know, sometimes things come to us and it may not make sense and it's still amazing. So I say this in general, but the third thing is, does it feel good? That's the hard part. And then you can also look at what is the ratio of the fear to the excitement. Does it make you excited more than it makes you feel scared? That's a good way to look at it and kind of ask yourself what's going on here. And then the last piece is the idea of faith over fear. So is it inspiration, or are you in a place of desperation, right? So notice where you may be operating from a place of fear and making decisions rooted in fear, because it is really worth it to look at that and get clear on that and not be kind of blind to that. So the idea is, if you don't get a yes to all of those 5 questions I just mentioned, then it's a no. If it is a yes, even if you don't know how you're going to do it or manage it or whatever, it's okay. So it reminds me of the phrase I heard somebody say years ago about entrepreneurs: we build the plane as we fly it. Same idea. So when I find myself in a place of like hesitating and going back and forth and I'm waffling, I like to ask myself, where am I not making a decision here? And I will say I'm happy that I've come a long way with this, because I used to deal with a lot more procrastination and things like that. And I've become more decisive and I take fast action. So I think that I've made a lot of progress there. So when I find myself slipping and there's thoughts that come up like, should I do this? Or what are they going to think? Or this is scary, right? I take myself through this process and I check in with myself. And if it's truly a yes, what I say to myself, in spite of the fear that might be there, I am doing it anyway. So look at where you might need to take a look at this in your business or your life. And believe me, you're not alone. We all have things we could look at. So where are you not making a decision? Start by looking at anything you might feel stuck about, because it's likely that you just need to make a decision somewhere. All right. Thank you as always for listening. If you liked this episode or it was helpful to you, please share it. I want to share it with as many people as possible, or you could leave me a review on iTunes or both. So I hope you have a fabulous day. And until next time, keep shining that light of yours.